Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome back to the news. President Tinubu files motion, blocks FBI, CIA, other U.S. agencies from releasing confidential files in database. It's happening, my country people. It's happening again. Initially, Tinubu had filed motion to stop the U.S. court, to stop Chicago State University from releasing his academic records. Now, Tinubu is still filing motion to block the FBI, the CIA, and other U.S. agencies from releasing his records, his credentials in their database. These are confidential files that are in the possession of the FBI. But due to one reasons or the other, article, shaking up everywhere, and now we've seen that the FBI, they've picked interest in this and they've decided to, disclose Tinubu's record to the public. But now the president is not happy with this move. Tinubu is not happy with this move and has made move to block records relating to him from being disclosed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and also the Central Intelligence Agency and other United States agencies, according to news reporters. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're just joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. It was reported in September that from October, the FBI would start releasing approximately 2,500 documents relating to President Tinubu in its database. And according to news reporters, Christopher Carmichael, one of the lawyers who represented Mr. Tinubu in the recent controversial academic record case, filed motions to appear in an ongoing freedom of information action, brought against the U.S. organizations where records that may help answer questions about the president's real identity and decades-long endeavors are domiciled. The lawyer brought his motion in accordance with the civil local rule, and news reporters report that Mr. Brian A. Carey, who practiced in D.C., said on Mr. Carmichael's behalf that this motion, would admit that yes, he is an active member in good standing. But then Mr. Carmichael did not respond immediately to a request for comment. And we have the president's lawyer in the United States, Oluwole Afolabi, where he told reporters that he could not comment on the matter until it had formally begun, that the lawyers would begin to walk a file through argument as soon as possible in order to argue any reliefs before October 31st deadline. The FBI had said it was planning to release the record before the end of October to Aaron Greenspan, the proprietor of Plain Sight, a website that pushes anti-corruption and transparency in public service. Several other U.S. institutions, including the U.S. State Department, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, have all indicated readiness to turn over thousands of pages of records related to Tinubu. President Tinubu recently lost an emergency appeal to the United States District Court of the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago to stop the Chicago State University from releasing his academic record to Atiku Abubakar, his opponent in the 2023 presidential election. And Tinubu had made this known due to a ruling by a magistrate judge back then. A magistrate judge in the US had given an order until Judge Nancy Maldonado overruled President Tinubu's objection to the magistrate Judge Gilbert's recommended ruling and therefore adopts the ruling in full, because Tinubu's lawyers were claiming that the magistrate judge only gave a recommendation, that a recommendation cannot stand for a judgment. So they were planning to block this recommendation until the lead judge, Judge Nancy Maldonado, now came and said no, they must release these records whether they like it or not. That was how the records was released though. If not, Tinubu's lawyers were ready to press on this case and make sure they divert, this case and his certificate from being released to the public. And that was it. So it was reported that on September 23rd that Tinubu had appealed against the ruling of Judge Geoffrey Gilbert, sitting in the United States District Court of Northern Illinois, where they ordered the Chicago State University to release all relevant records pertaining to him, to the Nigeria's former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, until Judge Maldonado came and Atiku Abubakar was the document of Tinubu was handed over to Atiku's lawyers. But my country people, it doesn't end there. I am telling you that it doesn't end there, because Atiku, who brought up this case before the courts, is trying to make a point that Tinubu was not even eligible to contest for the position of the presidency. And Tinubu now is still not eligible to be the Nigerian president, despite his election in the February 25th, because he tendered a forged certificate to the INEC, whereby INEC had declared Tinubu the winner of the election, saying the PDP presidential candidate came second, the Labour Party presidential candidate came third. And that was how, the story went. But at this point, all parties are at the Supreme Court, because that is where they will give the final judgment. But then the FBI, they are saying something else, because we've been hearing a lot of stories about Tinubu, about his identity, that Tinubu has a lot of names. He has been engaged in so many activities, so many notorious activities. And we're wondering, how come the people never got to know of this until during the electionary period, when we're hearing one or two stories. At this point, Tinubu now, who is the president, all his records, everything that he has done in the past is to be released. Well, my country people, this is how we are seeing it. So the FBI would soon release Tinubu's credentials. We have to watch out because the one that the Chicago State University released, Nigerians are still yet to shake themselves off from the shock that we got. To an extent, a lot of people are saying that Tinubu has brought Nigerians embarrassment, that Tinubu has sold us out to outside. In fact, it's more like a global embarrassment, more like a global shame for a Nigerian president to have, cases of alleged certificate forgery and all of that. And we are yet to find out more, as the FBI is yet to release Tinubu's credentials. Guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts on this? Please kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comments section. Thank you.